when we used to go out and make, you know, to tell stories on mud with our story knives, we used to make sure that we have a good story knife, and then we would find a real nice place and bring some mud if there's no good mud there to, you know, make our story places with. We'd bring our own mud, and then we would pick up grass, and like this one here, we'd put it under us so we don't get dirty. Sometimes we use cardboard, and then before we go out, we make sure that we have something to, you know, chew, like gum, or if we don't have gum, we would steal some little bit of tobacco from our mother or our father's box, and then we'd bring that stuff so we can have saliva to spit on our story place. So when we erase the, you know, erase the story, that the images we put on the story place like this, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to erase. So when we spit, it helps to erase, and it makes your going like this easier. And then we chew, sometimes we would chew young grass like this, green ones like this, that gives saliva. And then we tell stories. We'd spend hours and hours telling stories. That used to be one of my favorite pastimes. And then when we, in the summertime, when our mothers don't have anything to do, sometimes they'd gather around after they eat when we're outside, you know. Sometimes we eat outside. They'd gather, and they would tell stories too about their relatives and unusual happenings that happened a long time ago to them and to their friends. We mostly used to tell about grandmother and her granddaughter or grandson. The granddaughter or grandson is always the one with no parents, you know. The parents had died or something, and the grandmother would be taking care of that grandchild until they grew and are able to take care of themselves. They go hunting or they get married. Those are the things we used to mostly tell. And then we used to tell some other stories, like we'd go berry picking or go egg hunting, and then at the end of the day, you know, when the sun stays up for a long time in the summertime, so we would eat and then go out and tell stories about what happened that day and where we found the nest and stuff like that, and where we found all the berries, and how our, you know, how our day went. And it would always be interesting. It's never boring. We always had fun. Sometimes a lot of little kids would come, our younger sisters or younger brothers or cousins. A lot of little kids would just gather around and listen to the stories we told. We never got bored. Sometimes we used to do it on the snow, you know. This is a girl's thing here. In fact, I never see any boys tell stories on the mud. They used to come around and listen to the stories told. We would save our story knives for the next summer. We just put them away in a good place, you know, where nobody else will handle them. we used to have, sometimes we'd bring in mud for the winter, you know, on a board or cardboard paper, so we could tell stories in the house. And when our mothers don't have anything to do, they tell us stories, and we used to really enjoy that. Even we didn't have TV, we used to have just a lot of fun. Sometimes I wish my children would, you know, enjoy those little things instead of watching TV all the time. Telling stories on the mud is the way we pass down our, you know, legends, like how the fox got red and how the crane got its blue eyes. That's how we learned our, you know, legend stories, by word of mouth. And I don't think we would have learned them any other way if there was no, you know, telling stories on the mud. That's how we learned them. Sometimes when we go to bed at night, I used to have my dad tell a story or my mother tell a story. And then if I learned those stories, I would tell them on the mud, you know, to my friends. Even if we sometimes hear stories over and over again, they're always fun, you know. Maybe it's because we make these images on the mud. That's what makes it just to even more interesting and not boring, because sometimes they tell scary stories and sometimes really funny ones, sometimes really sad ones. And then when they told stories, they always used to go. They always go. Just make the stories really interesting and exciting. The way they, you know, they sound and little things they do.
His uncle called him. Hey, you boy, come over here. Bring a bundle of fish to your mother. Come and get it. He got really happy because somebody talked to him nicely this time. He went over. He went into his house. Went to his house and he says, "Hey, uncle, I need to talk to you. I've been getting into all kinds of trouble today, understanding people other way around. I dropped an old lady right to her butt, and then another thing, I nearly cut my mom's favorite skin because she told me to cut it out. See, those kind of things I don't understand." And his uncle explained to him the way he should understand them, explaining it